and Hollywood. Any way we really think about women or people of color or the intersection of gender and race, there's a real disparity between what's happening on screen and what's happening in reality. Films directed by and starring women of color, white women, underrepresented men, are they getting the same production budgets, the same marketing budgets? Are they in the same number of theaters as their white male counterparts? And we're really working to try to level the playing field. We're the leading global think tank studying issues of representation on screen and behind the camera in Hollywood. What are you working on right now? Students are assigned content to evaluate. They look at all sorts of variables on screen, on stage, and also in music. Whether it's gender identity, racial identity, how aging is shown on screen, and making sure that their data is reliable.
The Inclusion Initiative is the reason that I'm at USC. The media that we consume has such a subconscious effect on the way that we build an understanding of the world and, more importantly, build an understanding of ourselves.
But I never saw myself as like a scientist, as a girl with a lab coat. You know, I wanted to be part of the action, the entertainment, and I didn't realize just how crucial it was to get underneath and really understand who's leading in Hollywood.
We put out well over 100 actual studies, and the work is being seen, it's being heard, and people are using it in spaces to try to create change.
We at Netflix wanted to really hold ourselves accountable and look at everything we're making to get a better sense of who's being seen and heard and who's not.
We have a 5 to 6 year commitment with them to evaluate them over time. Think about a company that says, we're opening up our files and we're going to let somebody audit us and tell the world how we're doing and really focus on solutions for change.
We had made a commitment for $100 million for a creative equity fund to make sure that we were looking at representation in front of and behind the screen. And so all of the data and findings of Dr. Smith and her team have been instrumental in figuring out where are the places we can have the most impact.
We worked really closely with Coco Francini and Kate Blanchett on our proof of concept accelerator to give money to women, trans, and non-binary directors.
Our goal is to create an ecosystem of change. And this is coming from the Annenberg Inclusion Initiative's research that the 3 barriers they find is these directors don't have financing, they don't have exposure, and they don't have mentorship.
We realized that the lack of representation on screen was a real problem for actors. So I thought about what would an acting accelerator look like for people that have talent, but they don't have access to the resources. And so we partnered with NBC Universal.
What you finna do in California anyway?
The NBC Universal Casting Accelerator was a program that sought to amplify and diversify unknown talent in front of the camera. I was able to establish very genuine relationships inside of the network, from the talent management side all the way up to the executives and producers. It definitely was a game changer.
We've worked with well over 1,000 students in the lab as paid research assistants.
This is kind of where the magic happens.
And now they're working their way up the ranks in the entertainment industry, employing the exact same principles that they were taught here. There's not one metric of success or change. It's a constant evaluation to see how can you help folks to understand what they may be missing out on.